Does talking to another person about your inner demons scare the hell out of you?
Well, that's the issue we're going to tackle today here on My Sober Truth. Well, it's May 5th and it's time for another double shot from My Sober Truth. Shawn, we've all heard that saying, I can't see the forest for the trees.
Yep.
I'm really curious, from a recovery standpoint, what does that statement mean to you?
Well, so for me, it has several meanings, just like a lot of sayings do, but you can't see the forest for the trees. It really ties into the things we're talking about here in the month of May, talking about the fifth step. And your problems seem so huge. They seem insurmountable. You're never going to be able to get over them, that you can't find a way through them. And part of that is because it's garbled. It's in your head. You swish it around. You've thought about it 9 million different ways, and you're not even sure which one of those ways is true. So a huge part of that is just the fact that it's so stuck in your head, and you can't get over it. You can't see around it. You have this huge emotional attachment to what's going on, the humility, the pain that it's caused you. But then there's this old saying that I do love. I've heard some old timers in 12-step programs use, and it's a problem shared is a problem halved.
Oh, I like that.
It really is strong. It's you find someone that you trust,
right,
and you can put some trust in, and you find someone who has for me, I found someone who had a similar story to mine. We were different in a lot of ways, but boy, our feelings were the same. A lot of the things that we had done were the same. And that's really what a lot of it winds up being. I can go sit in a room and hear 20 people talk, and all 20 of those people are from different walks of life than me. They've led completely different lives than me. But boy, you find this common ground in the feelings that we shared and the reasons that we drank and drugged to excess. So, all that being said, we go back to this sharing aspect. You find someone who you're comfortable with, and you can share these things with them, and it really does just kind of take the load off. Having a problem, you cut a problem down to size when you share it with someone, and that person who has no emotional baggage related to your problem whatsoever can actually give you good, clean, crisp advice on how to handle that and what you can do to move forward and get around it, get through it, get over it, whatever it is you have to do, clean up your side of the street so you can start moving forward in life.
And it's interesting you said dealing with someone who doesn't have the emotional baggage attached to your mess, their ability to have clarity in the situation, their ability to have an insight.
Absolutely.
It reminds me of the question that I wanted to ask you. I said, it's amazing because we seem to be able to do that for other people, even in the midst of our mess. But in the midst of our own mess, we can't seem to do it for ourselves.
Absolutely. It's that emotional attachment.
Exactly. And I think that's one of the powerful keys that gets unlocked in this fifth step. Yes. And so I'm curious, what's the best advice you've ever given to someone else but struggled to apply to your own life? And for being real.
Right. Well, if I really have to look back on that, I would say the best advice I gave to someone else is to not care, to let it go, to not let it bother them anymore. I can tell people that real quickly and easily. Why are you letting something silly like that bother you? And it seems so trivial almost. It's such a small thing, but to the person you're telling it to, it's not small.
Right.
And in my own mind, my problems are my little problems. They're not small. They're these huge things that I'm trying to deal with. And for someone to sit there and go, man, you just got to let them go, without giving you some insight into how to let them go, it's a pretty big deal. And in the end, as I've grown, as I've done a lot of soul searching, as I've learned about myself, I've found that I can let the little stuff go. The old saying, don't sweat the small stuff, and it's all small stuff. It's so powerful, and it's just so true. But boy, when you're bogged down in the middle of it, it's hard to do.
All this reminds me of that saying, about making mountains out of molehills. And it's amazing that we have this great ability in and of ourselves, that we see our problems from a very myopic standpoint. They're like this, and they look huge to us, but someone from the outside can look at that problem and see it clearly for what it is. Yeah. And I love that part about the fifth step, is that when we are honest and open with somebody else, they can help put that mess in perspective for us.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. So I want to ask our viewers the same question I just asked you that. So for you, what's been the best advice you've given to someone else, but you've struggled to apply it to your own life? Put it in the comments below. Let others read it. Let us read it. And who knows, you might help somebody else today. And on that note, for My Sober Truth, I'm Mark.
And I'm Shawn. And here's hoping that today you stay drunk with success. Bye, everyone. Hi, folks. Thanks for watching. If you're ready for another round of My Sober Truth, then belly on up to mysobertruth.com and click on the double shot button today. There you'll find the daily inspiration, encouragement, and support that'll help you stay clean, on track, and growing in every area of your life. Be sure to subscribe to this channel, and if you got a minute, stick around, watch another video. Love y'all.